Let's try to install Laravel, but before we can do that, we actually need to adjust a few things. So first of all, we need to adjust our virtual hosts. So if I go to conf nginx vhosts, and first thing is our root. It has to be public, and the same here has to be public. And we are missing one location block. Let me quickly grab this. So in here we are missing this one, and the same here. Okay, that's done, so that should be fine. Now in our Docker Compose, we need to make sure that our nginx got link to Redis, and that's it. That should be enough. So let's quickly try to recreate our containers. So let's do docker compose up-d build force recreate. Let's give it a moment. Looks like everything is running. So yes, yeah, everything looks fine. Redis. Let's quickly go to the browser and let's see if we got. Here we go. Great. So now obviously we're not gonna see anything because we don't have anything in our public folder. So let's go back to our terminal and we're gonna SSH into our workspace container. So we're gonna do docker compose exec, specify the user, workspace, name of the service, workspace, and bash. That should let us in. So now if we want to install a project, we actually need to remove this file. So let's do eb. Cool. So let me quickly go into the browser. So here is the command we want to run. Composer create project. So let's go back. Let's do this, and we want to install in current directory. So let's do that, and let's give Composer just a minute to install. Okay, looks like Laravel was installed. Just before we continue, let's just quickly install dependencies for Redis so we can test that as well. So let's have a look. So we need composer require p-redis. Oops. So let's do this. Okay, cool. So if we go back to the browser and visit our domain, we should be able to see Laravel welcome page. Okay, looks like everything is working just fine. So if I go back quickly to terminal and let's do php artisan make off, and let's try to run migration php. Before we do that, we actually need to adjust .env of our project. So for our MySQL, db host is going to be MySQL, name of our service, a database as we specified in our .env is my project, username is admin, and password is admin. Same for Redis, host is Redis, and that should be sufficient. So let's save that. Let's go back to terminal and let's try to run php artisan migrate. and looks like migrations run. Okay, so let's do reload, and as you can see, looks like everything is working just fine. So let's go back to our code base, and in our routes files, so let's do web routes. Let's create a new route. Let's do route get, and let's do test, and let's have a function, and inside here we can delete that, and we're gonna use Redis. What we need to do, illuminate, I think is support facades, and we're looking for Redis, so that's great. So now what we can do Redis, and let's do something like increment, and what we're gonna do, we're just gonna have a some sort of test value. So let's do test, and maybe we can attach this to variable. So let's do test equal, and then what we're gonna do, we're gonna return test. So what this does, it's actually create a new value in the store, and every time we're gonna visit this page, it will increment this value, and we will just return this value. So in this way we can actually test if Redis is working. So let's quickly go back, and let's go to test route, and looks like it's working. Let's refresh. We don't get any errors, so we are able to connect to Redis, so everything is working just fine. Let's run npm install to test web Laravel mix. Okay, everything looks fine. Let's just do npm run watch. Okay, everything works just fine, and let's just, for testing purposes, go to resources, go to assets, and in the SAS maybe change, let's do something like background red. Let's save that. Let's go back to the browser, and let's go back to our login page. So now if I hard refresh, we should see it red. Okay, everything works just fine, so I think that will do.